pretend. Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and driving. From a hot California, I forgot how you look like in rain. I swear I never thought it would matter if I'm gone by now. All my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good. You got me good. I keep on driving till it bends. Still it feels like I pretend. Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and driving. All the memories just lingers on repeat like it is never gonna stop. I can't help myself from feeling all alone, but you got me good. But you got me good.
I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. I've been waiting for this moment, the final battle of the chosen. See, I'm never gonna quit. Got my legacy set in motion. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. Feel it burning through your veins. welcome to the fire. 'Cause the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You build your fortress and I'll climb your walls. You got your armor, but I see your flaws. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Don't you hear the water rolling down the mountain, rolling down the mountain and running into the sea? Can't you feel my heartbeat? Steady as a drum, babe, steady as a drum, babe, I'm calling to me. No, time moves slow. Feel it in your soul. Let me hear you go. I wanna feel the water rising, washes over me. I wanna run with the water, but it pulls me out to sea. Don't you feel me burning within, yearning for the skin of the one you cannot win? So come a little closer, deep inside your mind, of the capsules and the times when you were free. No, time moves slow. You feel it in your soul. Let me hear you go. I wanna feel the water rising, washes over me. I wanna run with the water, but it pulls me out to sea. I wanna feel the water rising, washes over me. I wanna run with the water, but it pulls me out to sea. I wanna run, I wanna
Helps unmute the mic. Yo, we'll do that again. Good morning, everyone. Or afternoon, or wherever. It is a joyous day. Let me switch something here. Where are you? There we go. All right. This is going to be a little bit of an experiment. We are, and if you haven't noticed, I am solo. Mr. Patrick he told me, we talked about a half hour ago, and he said he was going to crawl back into bed. He did a 3-mile run and then took took a shower, jumped on with me a little bit to check out my camera settings, and then said, I'm crawling back in bed. He may end up lurking in the chat. He said he may watch, but if I were a betting man, I would say he probably just falls back asleep. I don't know. Good to see everyone in the chat. I see Matthew there, Thomas, Catherine, Will, Stefan. We saw Zygi said he was on the train coming back from an awesome birthday party. Barack is out in Turkey. So I see Neil out there taking a break from his regular YouTube stuff to hang out. Laura, how are you, Laura? Good to see you. So let's so what I want to do, actually, let me do this. Let's get real for a second. So my roundup videos, what I do normally, the roundups have typically been very selfish of myself. That's how I stay up to date on all the Power BI stuff. I know there's been a couple times when I've missed a roundup, and then I'm like, I don't know what happened in the last week. So normally I go through the roundup. It forces me to read some of the blogs, watch some of the videos as part of this process. And so hopefully we find something interesting. And then I share all of that out with everyone on a regular Monday video. So the other thing to realize about this too, this is completely subjective on my part, right? So these are things that maybe I'm finding interesting, so it's going to be a little biased. But as part of doing this and live stream, hopefully you get to participate in that and kind of weigh in on what you think. Maybe there's something I've completely missed that you're aware of. We can kind of have a discussion and collaborate on that. And then once this is all done, I'll go and record the actual video, and you'll see the final results tomorrow. So, all right, enough of the getting real there. So let's jump over. Chris Wagner says, that's why I watch the roundup. Yep, stay up to date. A lot of people have told me that too. Although typically the number of views on the roundup, those are usually the lowest view videos that we have, are the roundup videos. But I still do them. Like I said, it's more selfish of me. And then also when I miss them, I tend to get some nasty grams from folk like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. So I've been doing them. It's probably the longest running, well, second longest running video, I guess. I started doing them shortly after I started the YouTube channel. So, all right. So let me kick over to my desktop here real quick. And I noticed that I didn't, yeah, I think I got rid of the scene where I have my camera overlaid with the thing. So, oh well, missed that. So I'll kick back and forth. All right, so coming over to my desktop, what I'm gonna do first, some of this is gonna be process stuff as well. And so one thing I do first, the very first thing I do is I come in, I use a tool called Post Haste. And what this does is I basically created a template where this creates the folder for the video. So you'll see down here, it's gonna end up creating a folder in my recordings thing. So let me go ahead and create the one for this roundup. This is going to be roundup 188. So this will be the 188th one that I've done. And Neil says he's loving his Arctic Steel Series Pro wireless headphones. That's what I'm wearing right now. So once this is done, I'll create the project. And then it will open up the folder, and you'll see I just have a structure. I use a structure for all my videos. So I've got, the actual Adobe Premiere Pro project file, the footage, any audio files, any After Effects files, images. I'll show you the images in a little bit. The actual thumbnail for the video, any exports I do as part of the post-processing, and then the final output of the video itself. So that's the first thing I do. All right, and then what I do is I use my trusty OneNote here, and this is going to end up being, I'm very low, I call this low tech. This is, so what I try to do is I try to have 5 main videos or 5 main pieces of content and that's what it will actually be in the video itself. And then what I do is I have bonus items outside of that. So I know when I first started this, I wasn't doing bonus items, but then I was like, man, there's so much out there that we need to do that. And then what I've started doing recently is include like a little secret link. And obviously it's not so secret that it's on the live stream right now. But I'm going to change that up to secret 188. And then we'll figure out what that's going to be. I have one idea of what that might be, but we'll see. In general, I haven't looked at anything before we started this. So I'm kind of going into this blind. I haven't looked at the Power BI blog. I haven't looked at my normal feed for stuff. So I haven't, I don't have any preconceptions going into this. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go in and the very first thing I do is I go look at the Power BI blog itself. So let me do blog. And then we look at what's there. So right off the bat, we've got the Power BI service. Let me go and bump this up. So we got the Power BI service in mobile, May and June 2020 feature summary. So we'll include that. We also got on-premise data gateway July. So that's cool. And then there's webinar stuff, and I normally don't include those. I try to go for like feature announcements and things of that nature. The other thing we haven't done too is I need to do a mental check here of when last Monday was, which was the 20th. Right, so that's how far back I'm gonna go. Sometimes I'll look on Sunday because I normally record these like Saturday or Sunday is when I put them together. So we may dip into the 19th a little bit. So we'll also see like this webinar was posted on the 20th. That was Monday of last week. But like I said, I don't include that. Announcing React Power BI, so that's on the 20th as well. So that's good. And let's see what else we got. And that's on the 15th. So that is it from the actual Power BI blog. So it's pretty minimal. So let's go. We'll grab that. So I always include the Power BI announcement items. Those are always there. So I'll get rid of the main items. We'll grab that. And then we grab the headline. I know, pretty complicated stuff. Pretty complicated. All good. Let's see here. And then the gateway. So this has been, actually they have some stuff here. Look at that. OAuth support via the gateway. So typically on the gateways, let me come back. So typically with the gateway blogs, they're normally not, this just an update to the mashup engine. And so normally I'll stuff those down in the bonus area because there's not, and there was a gateway update. Cool. Go update your gateway. Absolutely go update your gateway. But normally if it's just a mashup engine, it's not, that exciting. So I don't want it to take up a main item. I want that down in the bonus item. So I'm still including it, but it's not. So, all right, let's keep going. So OAuth support, set your own Azure relay for the data gateway, and then July version of the mashup engine. So that's interesting. OAuth support for the gateway is good. That's been a long time coming. And then also that probably means, I wonder, example, you can create a SQL connection. You would see the option for OAuth. So that tells me that, does that support the, for like Azure SQL? Yes. Azure AD credentials through the gateway. That's amazing. Oh, I love that. And Chris is meh. That's actually pretty exciting because there's a lot of enterprise. All right. So the reason this is exciting to me is working with large enterprise customers. If you're like Azure SQL database, I actually had this with a customer. They're using Azure Synapse Analytics. It's behind a VNet. So you have to use a gateway. And then their requirement is, well, we want to use single sign-on. Okay. Well, if you do it through the gateway, it didn't support OAuth. You couldn't do single sign-on. But this means that you can do it now through the gateway. So that's very exciting. That's exciting to me. Sorry, Chris, if, see, Will also, that matters to him, right? And then Chris, it's actually something I need. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that's actually a really cool feature. All right, so what do you think? Should we include this in the main or stuff it in the bonus? For me, this is because I can talk about that in the roundup. So to me, this to me signals I want to keep it in the main area. But what do you Chris is like, just not super exciting. What does everyone else think? No. Alex, true. I think Catherine thinks it's main. I don't know. I know Matthew loves this. He's all about Azure AD and authentication. Matthew's all over that. Not exciting. All right. So what we'll do, we'll come back to this, right? We'll hold this. For now, we'll stick it in the bonus item. So one thing I do also is, that is not what I wanted to do. One thing I do is if I'm not sure, we'll stuff it in the bonus and then kind of see where we're at when we're done, right? I think that's probably fair. Alex, it's a great new feature for enterprise customers. Yep, I agree. Matthew, I love that, Matthew. If we had $1 for every customer who asked about this, I could buy Chris an exciting coffee drink at Starbucks. That's nice. Chris does like it, just doesn't float his boat. All right, announcing React Power BI. This is a developer item. It's cool. But again, it's kind of a niche thing, right? So this is another item where I personally like it because I'm a developer at heart and this stuff excites me. But I realize for the audience that we've got, most people don't. Like I know this is something that excites Chris Wagner. Absolutely, 100%. I guarantee that, but sorry, Chris, you're gonna get overruled here. We'll stuff that down below. All right, and then we got the service item. So we're done with the Power BI announcements. Some weeks there's a lot, some weeks there's not, and that's okay. Sometimes it's like crazy, and there's like the main item and the bonus item are all from the Power BI blog, and that's usually like around Business Application Summit. So, okay, so we're done with that. So next, what I do, oh, that was not what I wanted. Next, what I do is I go to Feedly. So I've got a bunch of blogs that I know of that I've stuffed in here. So this helps me kind of get all of it together, assuming the website comes up. If it doesn't, then this is going to be more fun. Come on, internet. What's going on? There we go. All right. So I've got 161. You can totally see that. 161 blogs that are in there. These are the ones I know of, right? So I don't know what I don't know. So this is one of those areas where if you can think of something, maybe we can include it or consider it, not include it, but consider it. So then what I do is I click on business intelligence and kind of see just what we got. And then what I do is I open up a crap ton of tabs, and then we just kind of go through that. Chris, WTF is Feedly?
That's not efficient.
Or wait, which one?
What the
there we go.
French toast?
I'll bring Patrick into this. So Feedly is, just go to feedly.com. You can sign up for it. I'm actually not, I think there's a paid offering of it, but I don't actually pay for any of it. I don't even know what the paid offering gives you. I think it allows you to do more in the feed, but it's basically a collection of, it's an RSS aggregator. So for all the blogs and stuff that are out there, I used to, like Google used to have something, but then they retired it. And so, Feedly is what I use to just aggregate all of those blog posts. So this is the magic behind how I find all the blog posts for people or know what's going on. It's not that I'm intently stalking people on social media. Because my Twitter feed is very active, and LinkedIn is kind of crazy. So this is how I weed through all of it. Mio, he said, could I share my feed on Feedly? I don't even know how to do that. Can you is that a thing? Does anyone know? Can I share it? I don't think you can. I don't know how to. So, but yeah, feedly.com, I just signed up for it, and I just whenever I find a new blog. So I think this one was an example. Not that one. There was a recent one I just added yesterday. I don't remember what it was, but you just go put in the website, and then I add it to my business intelligence, and that's it. There you go, Chris. See, this was valuable for you. All right, so let's go through. So community blog posts, you're going to see a lot of these. These are from the community.powerbi.com. So you're going to see a ton of those. So we'll, like I said, I just open a bunch of these, and then we go through them and see where they land. So the other thing is sometimes like there's a couple of blogs that I have, like EnhanceSoft, I think Concurrent's another one, where they do more than just Power BI. So I have them in here because occasionally they have a Power BI related post. Oh shoot, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, thank you. My bad. So yeah, so these community blog articles are from community.powerbi.com. EnhanceSoft is an example of one where they do more than just Power BI. So sometimes that's hit or miss. So like this one looks like a configuration manager. And then, so let's go through, use relog. That has nothing to do with Power BI. Why you need a trusted advisor. Nope. Using Power Automate to streamline your processes. That's cool, but not Power BI. So I think this one's from, concurrency.com. So I can see, so if you go there, that's an example of where they do a bunch of stuff. It's not all Power BI. That's okay. We already have that one. The what, why, when, and how of incremental loads. Tim Mitchell's awesome, but that's not Power BI. Power BI birthday number 5. That's from Mr. Matt Allington. Oh, look at that, Matthew. There's yours. We'll put that in the hopper for you. Chris, WTF is RSS. Cookies. Yes, I know. Matthew has enticed me. He's potentially bribing me with cookies. Irlissimo, do I have a list of all the blogs I follow, and can you share it? My list of blogs I follow are right here. I don't know how to share it, and I honestly don't even remember all of them that are in here, which is why I put them in there, because I don't want to remember that. And I don't know of a way to export that. If someone knows how to do that, if there's a way to share it, let me know. All right, let's see. Finding a shortcut, Power BI. Okay. Community blog. I noticed that that he does a lot of stuff on the community blog site, which is interesting. Unable to open a paginated report in Power BI service. All right. Iteration in DAX. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff on the community site. External tools. Zero trust at Microsoft Inspire. I'm not going to go into that one. Mitigating, setting cog. You should see the OPML export in your blog. Import. Oh, look at that export. Look at that. All right. Maybe I'll output that and stick it somewhere. Nice. Hey, Alex. Good to see you, buddy. Zapier's got one as well. Good. All right. Well, now I lost my spot, but that's cool. I'll get that shared out somewhere. So, and typically also what I do, if I see something on Twitter or something like that, I'll just add it in there for consideration. So let's go back to where we were. No, Python tool. Python is an external tool for Power BI desktop. Interesting. It's from David Eldersfeld. All right. PowerShell scripts for export. Cool. Unique analysis around customers that, so if you notice, I'm just looking at the titles, right? I don't know what the articles actually show. We're just looking at the titles, and we'll go through them normal on there. So Alex says David's series on external tools is very, very good. Cool. And then Greg Deckler's calculate versus anti-calculate articles. Interesting. Good to know. All All right. Power BI for governance. It's from Blue Granite. They normally have some good stuff. I think I already had. Did I open that? Nope. Like I said, we're going to end up with a lot of tabs here. How to customize RS line chart markers. So it says reporting services, but that's also going to be relevant for Power BI paginated, which I know everybody loves. That's what everyone goes for. Analyze in Excel advanced method. Okay. Python. So that's part of a series. So we'll just take whatever the latest one is there. Color gradient legend. Uh-oh. Got competing topics there. So I remember Laura had a blog that was on that as well. Unable to connect to Power BI through XML endpoint with SQL Profiler. Okay. ETL through multiple pages on the website. Don't know what that is. Void transformation steps. DAX. I don't know who that guy is. All right, now we're down July 20th. That was Monday. So there's part 1 of David's series. Mark is date table. So that was Alberto's item. Is it the weekend or is it? Or it's the weekend or is it? No, it's Monday. Power BI challenge 3. I don't know what that is. Redundant if divide. Okay. Not SQL. Azure Data Factory. Nope. And then, like I said, I look at, so July 19th would have been Sunday. And I look, I'll look at Alex giving me tips on shortcuts. Appreciate that. Control click instead of right clicking. What if I like to right click, Alex? What if I just like it? Power BI external tools, reading the tea leaves. It's Paul Turley's. That was not included last week. All right, and that's it. I'm not going to go back to Saturday. So this is everything. All of these tabs are the items that were there for the following week. So it may not look like a lot, but it is. And then there's another aspect of this as well that we'll go through once we get through the blogs. So, all right, Greg Deckler, calculate why I don't use DAX. Gotta bump this up for everything. So, Alex, you said that this one was interesting. What about it made it interesting for you? Marco said he wasn't going to go there on this article. Okay. So, Christian, elements of DAX from CSG Pro. Is that a given blog post or was it CSGPro.com? Because I thought I had them in. My feed. Let's see. Oh, maybe I don't. All right. Let's add them in there. That show up at all? I don't know. Let's see. They have a recent blog on this, or I don't see anything that says elements. Oh, is it this one? Oh, YouTube playlist. Yeah, Christian, we'll get to YouTube in a minute. We're gonna go there. For right now, I'm just looking at the blog post, and then we'll transition over to YouTube, and I'll show you what I'm doing over there. So, all right. So we got calculate. This is I don't hate variables. So normally what I do next is I kind of skim the article to see if it's actually like what are they trying to do. Variables have to do with calculate. Can't do because of the fact reality. At the end of the day, so normally this is also what I see in blog posts is they put like kind of the thing at the bottom is like, okay, this is where we're at. My personal preference is that at least when I write a blog or when I do a video, I try and do up front like, okay, here's the here's the why, right? Here's the nut of it. But normally with blog posts, what I do is like at the bottom, that's normally where you get, okay, this is where we're at. Now, so Alex, you said that Greg said he doesn't use calculate, he uses X-based iterators. What's interesting though is if you create a measure, at least my understanding is it wraps it with calculate, right? So at some point he doesn't necessarily have control over whether calculate's used or not. So it's potentially being used, even though he's saying I don't use it. I'm like, well, it's still being used. So that's kind of a weird, it's an interesting stance. So yeah, maybe that aspect of it makes it interesting. Let's stick it in the list. We'll put it up top for now. Let's see what else we get. And then the other thing I do is I reference their Twitter handle as well. And I'm sorry, Greg, I don't have yours memorized, even though I think it's just your name. Greg, there you are. See, super easy. Greg Deckler. All right. Go. All right, and then I'm going to close that one because we're done. All right, Laura, Radiant Legends. One thing I like that Laura does is she includes a YouTube video as well. I like that. I used to do that with Power BI videos. Oh, shoot. You gotta yell at me. All right. Didn't realize I didn't have my screen sharing. So one thing I like is Laura includes the YouTube version of this. Oh, my screen is showing now. So yes, Chris, that would have been good earlier. So the I like YouTube videos in here. I used to do that early on with the when I was doing the Power BI support blogs. Actually, when I first started Guy in a Cube, I always included a YouTube video along with the blog. That was a lot of work because I had to do the YouTube video, then I had to write the blog. And oh, Chris says there's lag. I'm sorry, buddy. And so at some point I just stopped doing the blogs. So, but I like that folks do that as well. It's helpful for folks that like reading it versus watching it, and vice versa. So it gives options, which I like. So this topic in self-gradient legends, I like. It's kind of a new feature that came out, so that's good. So we'll stick that up top. Let's see where we are. All right, Laura, I'm going to try and do this without looking. Pretty sure that's your Twitter handle. All right. Alex and Daniel said, this really triggered me for some reason. I think that's the intent of that title, the calc you hate stuff. Yeah, Laura says her husband hates videos, so that's why she does the blog. Will, that's nice. All right, so we've got Laura's in there. Accelerator BI. So this is from Matt. So this is looking at the 5 years. So that's interesting. Oh, nice. He's got the play axis of Gartner. So that's pretty cool. Looking over the past 5 years. Logos. Okay. Shirts. Cool. All right. This is interesting, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put that down in the bonus. That's not something I would put up in the main area. But it was it may be cool to share. We'll see if it sticks in there, depending on what else we see. All right, and then I do know Matt's, which is kind of scary. I didn't know Greg's, but I know Matt's. It's interesting. All right, Matthew, we're gonna come back to you. All right. Hang in there, Matthew. You'll see. I have an idea for yours. Is the only one I saw beforehand, and I do have an idea for it. But actually, we'll just do that now. So normally, like I said, the secret links, I try and just include something. Maybe it's not necessarily directly like feature or value related on the Power BI side. It's either something entertaining or some other thought type thing. And so what I was thinking, Matthew, is that we would stick it there for the secret link. So we'll put it there for now. Does that count as being included? Maybe. Alrighty. So finding and so enterprise DNAs. So one thing I check on these, so he puts out a lot of stuff as well. But sometimes I've seen where he does a blog post and this was on, it doesn't, all right, this aggravates me. Anyone that owns the community blog stuff on the Power BI side of this, please take note. Well, it does say Wednesday. All right, never mind. I'm going to retract my aggravation there. So this was on Wednesday. So Wednesday of that week, but he's got a YouTube video here. So if we do this, I've noticed sometimes, okay. Yeah, so this is a good example. The blog was on Wednesday, but the actual video is from last year. So for me, this is like, now you're going through old content, and you're pumping that out. So I normally exclude that from my thought process on the roundups. Yes, it's interesting, and I understand why he's probably doing it, because it's, putting up content that maybe has been, it's been done a while ago, but you're trying to bring it back up. Those are things that could be interesting, but like the video itself was a while ago. So, and he's got several in here. He's trying to pull all those together, which is good. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Any thoughts on something like this? Is this something you would include or exclude, or it's an interesting topic. It's not news. Thomas says it's not news. I mean, it's, yeah. All right. Alex, what do you mean by black ribbon? What is black ribbon? Is that just the term for like recycling, or? Christian, how come Sam McKay is not an MVP? No idea. I actually have I don't know anything about that. I'm not part of that process at all. So I have no idea. Maybe no one's like nominated him or whatnot. Too old. So last year, says Neil. The non-0365 ribbon in Power BI. Oh yeah. I get what you're saying. Nice. All right. We're going to exclude it. Oh, that's from a Microsoft employee. So this is interesting. So this is similar to something like what I would have done when I was in support. Neil, not an MVP, cough. So this was done by a Microsoft employee. So basically it's just maybe like a support issue that someone had, which is interesting, but also paginated reports is not, paginated reports is cool, but this, I wouldn't consider this as like a news item per se. So it's cool to have out there. And I like that this person did that, but it's not something I would include in the roundup. So, all right, what else we got? Davis BI, iteration in DAX. So that's cool. Probably just talking about the X functions. Yeah, some X. Some formatting things here. Maybe it's because of the... calculate to get the same simple iteration. So this is kind of interesting, especially for new folks in Power BI, like if they're not familiar with iterations and variables, things of that nature. So let's seeing final version. That's a lot. Complex problems. I suggest you use other methods such as SQL or R to pre-calculate. Definitely agree with that. And then load Power BI for display. Yeah. Maybe. maybe. So let's stick this in the bonus. Oh, one other thing. Move Matt's up a little bit. I try and have the actual items from the Power BI blog on the bottom. I want the community items to be up top. So iteration and DAX. And then now this is the challenge sometimes with community posts. If there you go, Alex, I did the right click again. It's muscle memory. This person did not highlight a Twitter account, so I don't know, and I don't have their name, so I don't know who they are. So in terms of attribution, that can be challenging. Let's go see if their Twitter handle is the same as, that is a negative. All right, well, we'll just do it like this. So, and then Christian said, enterprise DNA content is the closest to real life data and use cases, not as schoolish as AdventureWorks or wide world importers or worldwide importers, depending on how you want to say it. I agree. I absolutely agree. And then Sandali says, hey, Adam, I received a question the other day. How do I sell what I know about Power BI? That's an awesome question. Once you figure it out, let me know. So I should do that. So, seriously though, if you're doing something like that with anything and brand building, things of that nature, if you haven't noticed, like the folks that are kind of the main bloggers out there that do it regularly, consistency is a big thing. And so try and get content out there. Content is king. And that's how you're going to get people to know about you. And also that's how you're going to build your muscle of creating content. I always tell folks when I started way back when, and even looking at Patrick's and other folks, go back to their first pieces of content compared to where they are now over a couple of years, and like massive improvement. I know the first stuff that I cranked out, whether it be blogging or videos, was crap. It was just flat out crap. In some cases, I think what I still put out is crap, but it definitely has improved over time. And so put that out there, you'll get known, and then you can start building other things, whether you want to monetize or not. So yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's see. So this person, I'm just going to put their, let's put this back in. I don't know who they are. So, burning suit. Yes, but it's useful crap. I appreciate that. Laura will point out the crap. But yeah, Alex, content is king. I love it. And don't worry about perfection, as Alex said. There's a lot of stuff. I just put it out there, and it's not perfect. But get it out there. Don't just sit on it forever. Neil, I'm talking to you, buddy. Just get it out there. Don't worry about it. All right, so Matt did another blog post. So here's another interesting thing I do for the roundups is I don't like to include the same person twice, right? So what I don't want is a roundup that's like full of Matt Allington blogs or full of Marco Russo blogs. I don't think that's normally helpful. I can't think of an example. I don't think I've ever done that. So if we do include this one, we'd have to exclude the other one, which is not really relevant. So, but let's see what he's got here first. So external tools in Power BI Desktop, discoverability, 3 external tools. So these are the highlighted tools, right? So these are just the ones that were called out in the Microsoft documentation and whatnot. I'm sure there's way more than just 3. But these are the primary ones that I think most people are going to have, right? So that's just my personal thought. How do I get external tools? Yep. All right. So this is just a normal how-to blog, which is good. Yeah, Thomas said the big bloggers are known to us. Yes, but they were small at one point, right? Like at one point they had no blogs, and then they started blogging, right? So the big bloggers, sorry, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit. So the quote unquote big bloggers, It's because they've been doing it for a long time, right? And they keep putting out content. And I guarantee you, not all their content is great. Sometimes you have hits, sometimes you have misses, but they've been doing it regularly over time, cranking that content out. And that you look at all the MVPs, and because they're doing contributions regularly, whether it's blogging, videos, conferences, user groups, webinars, they do it regularly. It's not just a one-off, right? So many people say they're going to start blogging or doing videos, and then 6 weeks to 6 months in, they realize, oh, this is a lot of work. And then they go and you don't see any content, or they have a drought where they couldn't think of an idea. And that happens sometimes, but you got to keep doing it. Got to keep doing it. All right. So this is a good blog. What can I do? It's a long blog, but it's a very relevant topic that is in the news around now. So I think we will probably stick that up here for now. And I'm sorry, Mr. Ellington, we are going to get rid of your 5-year one. Let's go. We'll put you down here. All right. Iteration. I included that one as well. So Python as external tool. This is interesting. How many folks in the chat, Matthew, I didn't call you up by name. I still get cookies though, right? So how many folks actually use Python? I'm interested. Python or R? R. Like, I think this is interesting, and it's an interesting way to from an external tool perspective, I guess. But yeah, very little, never. I personally I've done one thing in Python, that was it. But also my job doesn't really lend itself to that. Thomas has tried R. Christian, only testing, never in prod. Yeah, see, David, it's interesting, but I don't think it's gonna make the roundup. So I'm sorry, buddy. Let's see. Let's just see. I like David. David's stuff is always really good. So, but yeah, that's a 20th, 21st. It's all Python. I'm torn on that. Torn on it. Yeah, burning suit in Linux, yes, but not on Windows. That's interesting. Why not on Windows? It's more the AI data scientist. Yeah, I agree. It's a small niche, or niche. Catherine, no need until now. Yeah. And that's the thing I've done with R and Python, is like I did it to try and figure out like how to do it, just so I'm at least aware of it, but I've never actually used it. And I met with a customer that they showed us, I think Phil Seamark and Chris Webb were with Patrick and I when we did this, and we met with them and we looked at their report and we're like, that's interesting. They're using R visuals for everything. We're like, you could actually do that with DAX and it would look better. Like for what they were doing specifically. It wasn't a specific R, like you didn't need R to do it. It's just, and then they came back and told us, well, that's just what we know. And I'm like, yeah, well, that makes sense. And then we showed them a few things and I think they switched it over, but yeah. All right. I think we're gonna, David, I'm sorry. You are the weakest link here. All right. This is the same employee person that did, so this is the same thing as that other paginator reports. PowerShell script to export Power BI reports to. See, this is more interesting. This is less of a like support type item. This is more of like an actual blog. That's interesting. I wish they would have broke up. This is all just a sample though, like no commentary really on it. And it's referencing the other blog. I'll come back to that. Matthew, it's what we know is allows a replacement for. It's the right tool used in the right way. 100%. Now, the flip side of that, though, is that I know a lot of folks are under pressure to get things out and don't have a lot of time to go learn something. So it's still an excuse, but I understand why they did it. But yeah. All right. Power BI for government agencies. Oh, that has come up a bunch in the last week or two. So let's see here, usage, logins. So the thing, if you're not familiar with government agencies, I'll highlight the US. So there's a couple different government clouds in the US. So you've got GCC, which is the government cloud. I don't know what GCC stands for. And then you have GCC High, which is a higher security one. And then you have like the Department of Defense has their own. And so they have different URLs that they go through. So trying to do API type interactions has some differences. I don't know if this blog is going to go into those details. Here, let me bump this up a little. Let's see here. Our solutions, cloud services, logins. Yeah, this is normal. Retrieving it. So this is, I don't know that this, right now it's not specific to government. This is just general API auditing. Require approach to handle late arriving events. Sure. Implementation. Let's see, I don't know. Again, still, I'm not seeing anything specific to government. Global admin. Yep, this is just normal stuff. Normally, there's a different API for the government cloud, but I'm not seeing any API differences. So, yeah, this is just a normal blog on audit activities. Maybe come back. Enterprise DNA again. All right, if I was a betting man, this is an old video. Yep, 2017. Yeah. Yeah. All of these are like that. I'm sure it's still good content. It's just a little more recycled. That's why I normally don't include a lot of his stuff. It's good, but in terms of weekly relevance, I don't know. Alex, GCC is fun. It's like taking your time with reading commercial cloud articles and then having 6 months to learn about them before they land. Power GI blog. So you put a blog in here. What is this? Oh, that's not what I wanted. To the wrong browser. Bring it over here. What is this? July 23rd. Oh, this is a new person. Power GI blog. It's an interesting. Is it? Oh, Power BI in government. Oh, all right. So, something to think about when you're branding things. So, Power GI. My first thought from a brand perspective, GI, gastrointestinal. So, you know, something to think about. Something to think about. Probably not what I would have done. All right, let's go and add this person in there. I like it. Feed, follow. It's good. So, deployment pipelines in government. Is it even out in government yet? Oh, okay. This week deployment pipeline was released for our government cloud community. So, let me talk about blogs like this. This is cool. It's good to know. I probably would not include this in the roundup. I don't like short blogs like this. It's just, hey, here it is. So this is one of the issues. I know there's some other blogs that are out there from like well-known MVPs where they just put out a really short, terse blog. And I mean, it's good. I like that you don't necessarily have a lot of fluff in there, but I just don't like including this in a roundup just because it's so short. And they're not necessarily, all they're saying is, hey, a feature was released. I don't know where the I guess from government, that's a big value prop just because it's hard to know when things are there, when they're not. I think Alex is commenting on that as well. But yeah, I don't think I would include it, but thank you for sharing that so that I can, it's at least in my, my feed, so I can keep tabs on that. It's good to know deployment pipelines is now there. I don't know if you noticed when I opened that blog, I'm like, is that even in GCC yet? Apparently it is. All right. Where were we? There. All right. How to customize RS. This is reporting services, but it's relevant for paginated. And I normally like his blogs. His blogs are pretty good. It's pretty in depth on how to do line charts in paginated. We'll leave this as a maybe. I'll just leave the tab open. All right, analyze in Excel, Power BI tips. Let's see. So this is another, yeah. So this is another thing. They're doing, it's kind of recycled content. I've seen this on the Power BI tips blog a lot, where they did some webinars way back when, and then they're finally doing a blog post on it. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Because it still falls into somewhat of that recycled content. Any thoughts, chat, on that? So Will says recycling old content does not equal another week, another roundup. We stay up to date with all the latest content. Yeah, that's my take on it. Christian said Enterprise DNA's got some new challenge things. That's cool. Christian, I'm assuming we're going to see that when we get over to YouTube. Yeah, that's a Google search. All right. Yep, that's my take. All right, good to hear. Not there. Okay, Laura, you've got a competitor here for the gradient. I will say, Reed, so almost all his stuff is video, so it's very similar to like what Gynacube does. So so this is one thing I like about putting the video in the blog. So first hit, you're going to get it. Like I said, I go to Feedly first. So I'm looking at blogs, not necessarily YouTube first, which is kind of weird coming from me because I'm a big YouTube person. But the fact that you're doing the blog with the video, and I do this exact same thing on Gynacube, is I don't put a lot of content in the post. It's mostly just the video embedded in the website, because Google's going to pick that up, and then you can get it from a RSS feed perspective. So it puts it on my radar even before I've put it on YouTube. So something to consider there. It's definitely something I've got. All right. So the other thing I like about Reed's stuff is his reports look pretty. I like his reports. So we'll don't take this personal, Laura. I'm gonna stick him down here just for consideration. We'll come back to it. Oh, I did not mean to hit on that. Ooh, that was loud. Let's do that, and then that's Havens. All right. We'll think about it. All right. Man, this guy's on fire. Or gal. I don't know who that is. It's short. It's not something I'm going to include. But this just brings back a lot of fond memories of when I was in support. I've got to believe this person's in support. So kudos to them for going the extra mile and doing blog posts. Let's actually see. This says, oh, they're on Facebook. I'm not going to click on that. I have to believe this person's in support in some form or fashion. So Alex says, Reed is the Viz-Wiz. Incredibly impressive. We should have a bake-off with him, Miguel, and Chris. I don't think that's fair, Alex. Like, Miguel and Chris are like, especially Miguel. Holy cow. He's insane. Yeah, Kerbal is Ruth Pozuelo's channel. So I don't know who this person is, but kudos for them for doing blog posts like this. That's what I used to do back when I was in support. I love it. And from a support perspective, like doing this is kind of like outside of your norm. You're normally just working cases. And so I always appreciate when someone in support is doing something like that, but not going to put that in the roundup. All right, ETL through multiple pages of a website. So this is probably just Power Query cycling through things. SPG VizCube for you. No Twitter, no nothing. Okay, I don't know who they are. Pre-extraction. Ugh. Bad website. Something out of the early 90s. Download page. Start 1922. Extract. This is going to be a Power Query thing. Come on, where's the Power Query? Yeah, this is interesting. Doing the page iteration. There's a ton of stuff out there. I wouldn't say this is new or exciting. It's interesting. I would gather there's most in the chat. You think? Alex just checked on the Microsoft side. That person's a support escalation engineer. See, told you, support. I can spot it. Thanks, Alex, for that. And what I will probably do on Monday is send that person an email, just thanking them for what they're doing. Just I like calling that out, and they should know that their stuff is appreciated. So let's see here. So ETL. How many people in the chat? Either one, know about this, or two, care about it. Yes, I always, Matthew, I always copy their boss. Always copy their boss. And or I send an email to their boss and copy them. One or the other. That's actually probably what I'll do. And it's potentially their, I don't know who their boss is. I'll check it on Monday. But it's possible their boss is actually one of my old bosses, so that would be interesting. Yeah, so for pagination, it's well known. Nick said done it, loads of it out there. I agree. There's it's not the first time I've seen it. Okie dokie. We did that. All right, Excel Club. Avoid transformation steps in DAX, Excel and Power BI. Text transformations, yes. I like this. Well, do I like this? You can find Power Query. Here, let me bump this up. Do I like this? It would be common to see DAX users carry out text transformation. So my general take, I haven't seen it yet, but my general take is avoid doing text transformations in DAX. It's very expensive to do. I would rather do something like that in Power Query. Yeah, so there we go. Text transformations in Power Query. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, the title. Yeah, avoid. Okay. Yes, I agree with that. Do it in Power Query or do it in your data source. If you can do it in a view, like on a SQL, or do it in Power Query, don't do it in DAX. I've seen so many performance issues with that. I may include this. May include it. May. Where was it? Bam. May include that. All right. It's Matthew. It's fascinating to me to see how much Adam relies on his mouse. I'm sitting here screaming control. Sure, Alex is doing that too. It's muscle memory. Like I keep telling myself, well, every time I see it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try Control Plus. Yeah, my hand just takes over. All right, SQL BI. Their stuff is always good. So I like that he did a date. I think this may be an older article though. His date table. So this is one thing. Do they have dates on there? I don't see a date. No, this was, oh, there it is. All right, published on July 20th. So it was published on Monday. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Do I have Stream Deck keys that I have not filled out yet? That's a negative. I mean, if you go layers, I do. Burning Seed said Stream Deck. I can't show you my actual Stream Deck thing, but no, they're all filled. They are all filled. So, all right. I will just say I love everything that SQL BI does. They do quality stuff. Marcus date table is important. We're gonna consider that. I'm gonna consider it. So that's one thing I don't like about I can't copy their title, so I have to hand type it. All right. Keep using the mouse then. Yeah. Neil says his screen ignores him. Yep. All right, so Alberto's in there. Power BI challenge. Okay, so this is the challenge thing that Christian was talking about. So that was on the 15th. I don't know why this came up. Did this come up? So let's go here. Did he do? It was on the 16th, and then he didn't do anything for the challenge from a blog perspective. So we're gonna ignore this. Hopefully it's out on the YouTube channel. There's our person again, Mona. So again, appreciate it. Actually, Power BI performance is always interesting to me. Return statements in a Power BI measure can cause huge performance issues. So one thing I don't like, there's nothing here. So we're just calling out it takes 3 minutes to render, and then down below we say it takes 20 seconds. Would have been interesting to have something in the blog to kind of illustrate that. Alex, Adam, couldn't you just create a collection in Edge, and then you don't have to manually do all these OneNote copy and paste? Well, I try and format it though, right? Because I'm putting in their Twitter stuff, and the other thing you're going to see when we're done. So what I end up doing at the end is I manually copy and paste this into. I have my super sophisticated notes here that ends up being the description of the YouTube video, and I just paste it in here. So I don't think I can do that with an Edge collection. Also, I will be honest, I've never used. Yes, Matthew. Notepad is the tool. I know. That's funny. No, and it's interesting. I can look at it. I've never used the Edge collection stuff. I don't even know. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I don't know if I could easily copy and paste it in terms of the Twitter. I could always add that in later, I guess. So appreciate the suggestion. All right, we're gonna move on from this one. Paul. Another one on external tools, reading the tea leaves. There's an important message here. There is an important message here. What does that mean exactly? External tools, what does it mean? The bottom line. Okay, so this is just the point of the external tools itself, and I think we have it covered in Matt's blog, which is, it goes into more depth of how this works. So I kind of would prefer this one over Paul's. Because this is just talking about the why, which is important, but it doesn't go into like, how do you actually do it and some of the pitfalls there. So Matthew, for what it's worth, I also don't believe Edge collections are a fit for this workflow from what I see today. It's good to know. Yeah, Neil, drag across pages, saved a mouse. Alex, Notepad++. Why are you hating on Notepad? I don't understand that. Notepad is a magical tool. It also, I love that it defaults to Unicode now. So instead of just ASCII, so it actually saves if I put in a little emoji in there. So Alex says you can, and then export to XLSX and then power query their domain, Twitter, blah, blah. Oh, that's too much work, man. I can do all that with a simple copy and paste, way faster than all of that. So yeah. Sandalee, do I have Microsoft certification? I do have the old Power BI certification. I generally don't do certifications. For one, I suck at taking tests. I'm really bad. And the other thing with Microsoft certifications, it's not necessarily knowing the answer. It's you have to know how Microsoft wants you to answer the question. And my typical experience has been that I don't answer the way they want me to answer. And so I tend to get it wrong. Patrick and I both did the old Power BI certification 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And we both went into that going, please don't let us fail. Please don't let us fail. We ended up passing, so it was good, but we were sweating it. We weren't sure. So outside of that, I don't need to do certifications for my job. And I personally, for what I do and where I'm going, there's not a need for me to do those. So I don't. I do think they can be valuable, especially for folks that want to. Some companies enforce it. So actually, like when I was in support, they started doing where they were mandating certain certifications. So for like Azure and things of that nature, support wide for folks to do it. So if your company is forcing you to take it, sure. If you're doing it for just personal, like, hey, you want to, as a personal testament to, yes, I can pass this. Awesome. I just don't personally see a value for it for me. So I don't do certifications. So, yes, Alex, the real world answer does not align with the selections of A, B, C, or D. Yeah. Oh, Matthew's he's got to finish the blog post, value of certifications and how they've helped your career. I will tell you, there was a time where when I was doing support, like right out of high school for Microsoft, I was all about the certifications. I tried to get my MCSE, this is on the IT side of it, so Windows and whatnot. And there was one certification, it was the architecture certification, which was a requirement. I was the MCSD or the MCSE. I think it was the MCSD. So I passed all the code ones and I was trying to go the architecture one. It was so nebulous. I tried doing it 3 times and I could never pass it. So that was the only certification I needed to get my MCSD for the developer side of it. I just gave up on it. And it had no bearing on my career. My boss didn't care about it at the time. And when I got developer jobs after that, nobody cared. There's definitely places that do. So don't take my personal side of it into that. You do you. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Paul, yours is out. CSG. Let's see. DAX tutorial. When was this? This was on Monday. The most important practice for new developers. This is the last one, and then we'll cut over to the YouTube and see what's out there. Short form versus long form DAX tutorial. Ooh, this is interesting. And a video. It's Vimeo. I don't know how I feel about Vimeo versus YouTube. I kid. That's fine. Video is video. It's just not searchable. It's interesting. So Christian says this should be related with elements of DAX. What does that mean? I probably missed something. So, all right. You guys are still talking about certifications, which is cool. I love the discussion. Let's see here. Short form for long form. I kind of like this, but the new to DAX development or no need to brush up on skills are that's what you were talking about, Chris. Elements of DAX video series is coming soon to help you. Oh, so this is just an advertisement for their stuff. Does this actually have any revenue for launch, to go orders, DAX elements method? I'm struggling here. It's out already. So this was on Monday. Where's their DAX element stuff? Where is it? Is it just training or? Help me out here. Help me out. All right, here. This is for you, Matthew and Alex. Look at that. Control click. There you go. I don't know. What is this elements? Click my link. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I did control click on the YouTube chat, but that's not, let's go into a different browser. Can I copy? I can copy it. Copy link. There we go. It didn't work. Oops, something went wrong. Oh, because it's wanting to do it in studio. That's why. That would not work. All right. The other thing I need to do, mute the tab because I don't want copyright infringements. Here we go. Elements of DAX. Oh, look at that. That was on July 14th. July 20. Oh. All right. You sold me. You sold me. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. All right. You sold me. Let's go back. That's going to go in. Got to ditch one. So here's another thing I struggle with too. Yeah, 5 hours. I agree. I think that's good. So I think this one's definitely going in. This one's definitely going in. I like this because this one I can tease into their longer stuff. So I like that. All right. So that's in. So something's got to come out. This one will stay in. Oh, Brian Grant. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Alex is taking care of me. There we go. All right. External tools. Sandali says, do I get 0 latency with these headphones? Yes, I do. Actually, so one thing I do is my microphone. I actually listen to myself in my headphones, and a lot of people don't do that because there's a delay in the audio, so it drives them nuts. There's almost no delay in my ears when I'm talking. The reason I do that also is because I actually know so I can tell if I don't hear myself, I know that I'm muted. So when this stream started, I immediately knew I was muted on my Go XLR because I couldn't hear myself. So it was an immediate trigger to unmute myself. So that's why I listen to myself. Also
sometimes I just like listening to myself in a different voice because I like it. Patrick hates it. I think Matthew hates it too.
And sometimes I just do that to annoy them. So, all right, lose the gradient one. It's not as interesting. So, oh, Jadwiga. Oh, you're oh, he loves the voice. I love that too. So I actually, the last 2 Saturday streams I've done, I've told Patrick, I'm just doing the voice for the questions because it makes me happy. And yes, it'll annoy some people, but you know what? It's my stream. So, I'm going to do it. And then both those yesterday after we were done, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to do the voice. Again, muscle memory. All right. So lose the gradient legends. I like that. However, one thing to consider here, DAX. So it's almost like a DAX roundup, which could be interesting. Maybe that's the theme, except then you've got this, which is not DAX. So Matthew, thanks for hanging out, buddy. So all right, let's leave it there for now. Let's go through the last, actually, let me copy this. Go back here and we'll do, let me copy, I want to copy the YouTube link because I'm going to make a card on that. All right, cool. So now let's head over to YouTube here. Greg's is a bit niche, to be honest. I agree. Let's see here. So let me go to subscriptions. So I've got an add-in for Chrome, Edge, what have you. Get rid of that. Which actually I can filter down to just the Power BI blogs. So I've categorized them from a subscription perspective. Also, if you notice, I've subscribed to 346 YouTube channels. I watch a lot of YouTube. Oh, hey, look, he's live right now. And so I filtered to just Power BI. So this will actually help me dig in a little bit to just the Power BI, because my goal here is I'm looking at Power BI. So let's see here. So there's Korean, so that's going to be Portuguese. I once or twice I've included a multinational, like just a section. I don't have multinational ones in the main content area. The bulk of my audience is English, and I also don't know what they're talking about. So so let's see here if anything stands out. So that looks like a webinar. That looks like Radicad. Just from the thumbnail, it looks like Reza. Oh, it is Reza. I can see the logo there. His thumbnails, I can spot those. So we've got Avi's. Come on. Another Portuguese. Here's Ruth. Preview Azure Maps. I really like Baz and what he's doing. His YouTube channel's new. They're just starting out, so their videos are a little raw. This one was probably a little lengthy, but I love where he's going with it. I love it. I love it. David, thanks for hanging out, buddy. So Will, if you are getting clean data centrally and need to significantly transform an M, should be reduced. If you're doing it all in Power BI, then M is important. Yeah, M is always important. Alex, you said you don't know if I ever mentioned the VS Code Power Query extension. I did a long time ago. I don't know if I did that in a YouTube video. I know I did it in in some of the sessions I've done. I did a pre-con a long while back where I absolutely highlighted it. I don't know if I did it in a video. What was released 2 weeks ago? I missed something. Oh, the Microsoft version. Oh, Microsoft did a version of it. All right, yeah. Before it was like a community thing. I didn't know they had a Microsoft version. Who did a blog on that? Nobody. Nobody. All right. PowerPoint infographic. That's not us. DAX Fridays. We got. Oh, I do need to include. No, I don't. I'll just go to his blog. Happy birthday. Introducing Vertipack Analyzer in DAX Studio. It's interesting. Matrix Secrets. Announcing. So Enterprise DNA. So this is an example of one where he's got, that was 4 days ago. So it's not stale content. Yeah, Alex said no one. It's a soft launch. All right. I'll play around with it. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Maybe that's my Thursday video. Let me grab that. Oh, good Lord. There we go. All right, cool. Appreciate that, buddy. So let's see what this is. Although this is going to be interesting because I can't listen to the audio. Oh, 21 minutes. Wow. Oh, this is like a full-on presentation. Totally agree. Buy that book. Borrow. That's interesting. Again, DAX. this whole roundup's going to be DAX. Maybe we just commit to that and we say, yes, this is a DAX roundup. Maybe. All right, all right, I think we may end up doing that. Hey, and it was on July 21st, which was my birthday, so that gives him more credence. So it makes it awesome. Oh, not DNS. DNA. Laura, next week everyone has to do an M blog post. Oh. Yeah. Chris asked me how long it normally takes to do the roundup. So the process I'm going through here, normally this takes me like 20 minutes. So we're spending more time having a conversation. So yeah, normally it's like 20 minutes to put all of the links together. And then to record it takes me like 10, 15 minutes to record it. And then to edit it, it's like another half hour, 40 minutes. So, okay. I'm getting sold on a DAX roundup. Power BI online classroom. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So this is a good example of something I won't include. If people are like announcing something for their, like they're trying to sell something, I try not to include that because I don't want to come off like I'm sponsoring it or whatnot. So we got Havens. Sometimes this one thing I don't like. Oh, maybe this ad didn't do it. All right. This is a new YouTuber that I found the other day. But we'll let that go. Power BI ideas using Azure Active Directory. Yeah, that's actually kind of important. A lot of people have been struggling with that. Oh, some guy. I like that guy. Power BI filter. Who's BI Elite? I like BI Elite's stuff. Normally got some good stuff. 10 minutes to filter, but it doesn't fall into our DAX theme now. So that's a struggle. Advanced scripting. What else we got? Market state table. I don't know why I include John on the Power BI filter. Crazy with emojis. Cool. This week. Best practice analyzer. That's tabular editor. Oh, look at that guy. That guy. Alex. Look, Alex. You're in there. Chris, 10-minute record, 40-minute edit is the ratio I've been getting. Well, so that's for the roundup. The roundup's always the fastest video I do. So that's let's see. What do you got here? Is this part of a playlist? It's mine. Full guided. That part of a, oh, go to GitHub. Oh, I didn't do control click. Dang it. Introduction. Oh, I see here. Okay. That's cool. When'd you publish this? I mean, the video is this week. This is new, right? You didn't include the video in the markdown file. Why not? Or is it at the bottom? Oh, you should embed the video. Embed the video. They are in there, not embedded. Guided videos. Yeah, but why not embedded? Optional guided videos. I don't see. It's not in your table of contents. Oh, optional guided video. Yeah. You can embed it. Now you're making me right click and do, open a new tab. See, it's your fault, Alex. It's your fault. So, I do like this. Embedding videos on GitHub is terrible. All right, I haven't done it. So, all right, Alex, you're not necessarily DAX though, so you're gonna get bumped down here. Sorry. And then this gets me every time because your Twitter handle is not your YouTube handle. I know it's close, but all right. Where was I? So table. Oh, that's all yours. I think that might be it. Might be it. This month. Okay. Yeah, it's still a week ago. All right. I think we're good there. Anyone else have anything that maybe I'm just blaringly missed? Need a control click DAX hotkey. I don't know what that would do, Will. Anything else? All good. All good for Will. Yeah, it's pretty inclusive. All right. I'll keep an eye on the chat here. So we have an issue. We have Laura, I agree. We are now out of that. Let's go down here. I think we said that we didn't like this, but however, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. this. One thing I don't. So Greg's, I know a couple of you folks mentioned that this was kind of niche. The one thing I don't like is like the hate piece. I'm like, it's a little clickbaity. I think what I'm gonna do. Let me know what you think. Let's do this. Sorry, Greg. So, and then what we'll have is we'll have DAX, 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 anti-DAX. We moved the bonus item. Yeah, I agree. BI Elite video is DAX. It's a really cool trick. Oh, shoot. Go back and look. Let's mute, because YouTube and copyright is a thing. You know what I could do is just not pump my computer audio out to the stream. That would be good. Subscriptions. Where's my subscriptions? Let me go back. My Elite, where are you? Actually, it's probably faster if I just do this. Slice by measure. Filter by a measure in a slicer. Where's the DAX? I mean, I know he's doing by a measure, but oh, there's the DAX. There's the DAX. All right. That allows me to do this. Let's do that. Like I said, I like his stuff. He's usually pretty good. Elite. All right, and then external tools, you're relegated to the bonus area. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the max, so I try to do 5. The max that I'll do is up to 6. So we've got 6 right now. I kind of like that because the 5 are DAX, and then we've just got the Power BI service update. So it's kind of like the lone wolf out there among the sea of DAX and anti-DAX. Some of the M written is bizarre, but it's a great way to learn new stuff. Yeah, I agree, Laura. So, all right. So we may go with 6 here, just so we've got 5 main DAX items. Although technically it's DAX 101. So yeah, we'll leave that. Can't have DAX stuff and not have SQL BI, right? Bonus items. What do we got? Tabular editor with Alex. I do like that one. And it aligns to our overall theme. External tools, iterate, blah, 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 blah. Almost want to ditch that, but I try to keep the Microsoft stuff there. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me ditch Davis BI here. All right, I got to pick one to go. I do like the Gradient Legends. I think Gradient Legends is worth having in the bonus item. It's new in the Power BI desktop release. So I like having it there, whether it's Laura's or Reed's, whatever. I think one of them is good to have. And they are pretty. Yes. And it avoids having to do a whole screenshot thing. Iteration. How do we feel about ditching that one? I'm okay with 6 bonus items because we have 6 up top. So I think all of these are pretty good to have. Well, that, and I'm kind of forced to have those 2 based on my process. Nick said one thing he watched recently was Power BI Tips tabular scripting webinar released in January, but it's now relevant. Yeah, the problem is that was released in January, so it didn't happen in the last week. So that's what I try to do with the roundups, is what happened in the last week. I don't want to just dig up something in January saying, oh, this is relevant now. So that's something to think about. So I don't disagree that it's probably very relevant right now, but didn't release it this last week. So, all right. I'm thinking I'm going to ditch Davis BI here. Any thoughts? And then What else did we have? We had some other stuff down here too. So we had reads. That's definitely out. All right. And then I think Matthew's going to be relegated to the secret link. Sadly, how many days forward do you record videos? Well, I'm recording the roundups. I always have to record. Obviously, it's for the last week, so I've got to record those. For my videos on the Thursday videos, I don't have any in the hopper right now, so I'll probably record that either today or Monday or Tuesday. And then Patrick's got two Wednesday videos already done, and I think I don't think he doesn't have any 2-Minute Tuesdays, so I think we're actually pulling a 2-Minute Tuesday from yesterday's stream. So I'll record a bumper and ender today probably for that. So we don't usually go that far out in advance. We need to, but we don't. All right, I'm ditching this one. Minutes. Laura, what do you mean by minutes? Oh, minutes. I see what you did there. Yeah. 2-Minute Tuesday. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Let's do this. So the other thing I'm going to do here as part of this process, so we've got our list, right? We've got our list of items. And then what I'll do is I'll just show you what I do. So I copy these into I just have a template file I go through. So we'll copy those in, and then we'll grab bonus items. Right. And then we got that. All of that is good to go. Oh, and then secret link. And what I do is I copy this. I haven't used Bitly for all the short links. I haven't created this Bitly yet, but I will. And then save that. And then what I'll do is I go through and grab screenshots for all of the pages, and I get the video stuff. I'm not going to go through that right now, but those would go in my image folder. So I'd have, in this case, I'll have 6 images there, and then I overlay those on the actual video. Minutes rather than days. Yeah. So yeah, and then I'll go record the video and then get it edited and get it out there. So that's effectively the process I do for the roundups. I definitely appreciate everyone hanging out and helping with the selections, pointing out some things that I didn't know about. Again, I don't know what I don't know, and so thank you for those contributions. So that's always really helpful. So I think that's going to have good value for folks on there. And then Will has been inspired by Laura. Awesome. And Neil, glad you learned a little bit there. Just my thought process for going through the roundup. One thing I was thinking about doing at some point is actually go through. I may do this from a Twitch perspective, not necessarily on the Guy in a Cube YouTube channel. Is actually doing like a long form. Hey, watch me edit a video. Maybe I'll like do a edit stream of the roundup video itself. So yeah, we'll see. Alrighty, folks, it's been great. I love it. And then this will be out tomorrow. Today's Sunday, right? Yeah. So tomorrow's Monday. So I'll get this recorded either today or very early tomorrow morning. And then we'll get it out the door on Monday at 10 a.m. Central. And you will see the results of the work we did here. So much appreciated. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you liked this. Let me know if you like, if this was actually interesting, if you want me to keep doing this. Don't know. So, all right. Have a great rest of your weekend wherever you are. For those in Australia, I guess it's Monday already for you. So, at least I think it's Monday or very late Sunday. And then I will catch you guys during the week on the Twitterverse. Alrighty. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out.